kocht.
Everyone?
Yeah, of course I can.
Oh!
Because I know how to do it.
To Miami, waka chiki waka fucker to Miami. What's this guy talking?
How did Mick save that 360? Did you see
What?
that?
No? I've not seen any of
FP2.
it yet.
FP2, France, the long, nasty right-hander, second sector. His rear end stepped out, he did a 360, and he saved the car like 1.5 meters away from the wall. That was crazy. Crazy. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I was just reading that.
Here said my internet connection is shit, but I don't care.
Sweet. So here we go. First race. It's not raining.
Did someone tag me? No. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Season 7 in the Einstein League with something very, very new. First of all, it's on F1 22, and second of all, it's in fucking Miami. So, new track for everyone, and as you all know from last season, it is just one race tonight and an 18-minute qualifying prior to that instead of the reverse grid format immediately, because the reverse grid is a result of the race results. So we start from scratch, which means 18-minute qualifying, 25% race, and the whole reverse grid format comes into play from race 2 onwards. And in Season 7 we have also a big change to our leagues. We went from 3 leagues down to 2 leagues to make them a little bit more competitive, and tonight we have 15 drivers in. Tobham Lone in the Alpine, Ichi Clearlips de Foman in the AlphaTauri, and Yor is the first guy to DNF. I think it's in the pits, not on track. Rob in the Alfa Romeo, Raisin in the Aston Martin, Tiny in the McLaren, Septek, teammate with Tubba in the Alpine, Boltex in the Merc, Walter in the Red Bull, Captain Jeff in the Ferrari. Sevilla is teammates with Raisin tonight. Sevilla is a reserve driver. Durdan in the Red Bull, Casto in the Merc, Yor in the Ferrari, Harvey in the Haas, and Eskimo also reserving in the McLaren. And the little cunt Eskimo is also in this party chat tonight. He is driving, and he's trying to not listen to me and to keep his focus and keep his car on track. And as you can see, the weather is absolutely beautiful around Miami. We see some palms, we see some fences, and the sun, and a rapid AlphaTauri on his outlap. No lap time set yet. That could be because of invalidations or a lack of talent. Not sure yet.
One little boo-boo as well, Alex, is Jeff jumps in a Ferrari by mistake.
Okay, why?
I don't know. He drives for... I can't think. He drives for Haas, but he's in a Ferrari tonight.
Same engine, so no one cares.
Let's go.
Tubba left the session. He thought P1 is a nice position without setting a lap. So see you later, boys. He will probably rejoin in a bit. But as we now heard from Eskimo, my name is Jeff is in the wrong car, which maybe will result in a huge penalty or not. We have to see. Jordan right now in front of Casto. That's just a true prediction of the fastest lap now, 28 flat in the Aston Martin. Tiny in P2 at the moment, Septec P3, Sevilla P4, and we're on board now with Casto, who's trying to snatch P1 away from Raisin. He's driving the Mercedes this season. He will be very happy about that, as he's a big Mercedes fan and a big Lewis Hamilton fan. So his dreams came absolutely true this season. He's on that long DRS straight right now. Hard braking zone, braking around 95 to 90 meters. Down in that tight section. It all comes down to traction and the change of direction of the car. Last corner before the long DRS straight, which results in the last corner before the start finish line. Casto going down that straight with over 330 kilometers per hour, braking very hard again. Late apex, and now it comes all down to traction. You saw that his rear end stepped out a bit here, and now he's going for the fastest lap, but he's missing it by a few miles. P3 for Casto. Harvey in the meantime jumped up to P1 with a 27.5. So the gaps right now are pretty big between P1 and P2. It's half a second, and between P2 and P3 it's almost half a second. But it's just the first run. We have more than 11 minutes to go still, which means more than 2 runs. But you have to time it very well, because what's also new this game is, of course, the cars and the tires and the whole aerodynamic concept, which means as soon as you're out of the pits, your tires are freaking cold. So you need to really warm them up on your out lap before you do your hot lap. And that's basically the only lap you have in the tank, because after that your tires are basically gone. We're on board with Ichikle now, who's in P8 at the moment with a 130 flat. Probably coming into the pits. Now he's starting another hot lap. Fair play. Rob is on his out lap. We heard Eskimo screaming a little bit. He's also on his hot lap. Missed the apex by Big Maya there. He could have squeezed fucking California in between the apex and his front tire.
Almost lost it.
Hard braking zone for him. Locking up a little bit. Staying in third to get the traction down. Double shift to fifth. Coming across the line. And it is P10 for Eskimo at the moment with a 132.1. As we have a lot of cars on the track right now. Ichikle, I think, has aborted his hot lap. And now we have Harvey and Raisin on the out lap. Septec and Sevilla too. And Rob is on his hot lap right now, I think. Coming around the last corner, across the finish line any second, and it's P5 for him, a 29 flat. Boltex is one of the guys who hasn't set a lap yet, but he's coming for it down the big DRS straight before the last corner in sector 3. hard braking zone, late apex, second gear for him, third for more traction, losing a little bit of time there, across the line, and it's a 129.4, which means P7 for Baltics King in the Mercedes. Jumping on board with Raisin, who is the first one out of the top three who will go for hot lap. And he has to find at least half a second to catch up to Harvey, who right now is schooling all the other guys in the lobby here. But it's also early in the league, on the game, so that could change definitely towards the middle and end of the season. But right now we're on board with Raisin, who's pushing really hard, staying in fourth for traction, up to fifth, down that straight, activating DRS right now, and coming down to the hard braking zone in the second sector. Double shift down for him. Haven't seen that a lot. Oh, yes, very good traction through that tight corner section here in Miami. Fourth gear for traction. DRS will be there in a moment, and Raisin is quick. Let's see how quick. He needs a 27.5 at least. Oh, down to first. That was a late braking action. Let's see if he can still make it. It's a 27.278. We're jumping on board with Harvey immediately, who's also 2.5 tenths quicker. So he could catch Raisin now if he nails that last bit, and it's a 27.3. He's only a tenth behind. Casto also on his hot lap. Let's see if he can improve too. He's now more than a second slower than Harvey, but he is pushing. It's still more than 6 minutes to go. So they can all go into the pits again, get fresh tires, go out and set another lap. But now Casto's pushing. Last bit, first bit of the straight here is staying tight. It's P3 still, but it's a massive improvement. It's 27.5. So he's basically 2.5 tenths behind Raisin, behind P1, and he's only almost 2 tenths behind Harvey in P2. Walter B is 9 tenths behind in P4 in the Red Bull. Tiny P5 at the moment, Sevilla P6, followed by Septec, Rob, Boltex, Ichikli in P10, Dirt on P11, then Captain Jeff, Eskimo, and Tubba Malone. Yor has DNF from the session. We have yellow flags in the first sector, but that was probably just someone who let someone else by. A lot of guys are on their outlaps right now. Sevilla, Boltex, Ichikli, Jordan, Captain Jeff, and Eskimo on their outlaps, and Eskimo is starting his hot lap right now. Eskimo improving by 2.5 tenths right now. Everyone else in the pits on their outlaps. almost missing that tight right-hander. And now he needs a good exit. But he's more than a second up. So he must have fucked up that section before. So if he stays tight and clean, he can jump a few places ahead. And it's P11 for Eskimo, 30.6. Overtaking Jeff and Durdan, Tiny and Sevilla on hot laps. But Tiny is almost half a second off. Sevilla is 3 seconds better than 3 tenths better than before. So Sevilla is pushing, and he actually has the same lap time as Tiny. So for Sevilla, it's all about improving that last bit to get P5 in the end. Raisin, Harvey and Castle still all in the pits. Oh, Sevilla almost losing the car. And now he has to push really hard. He's only 1/10 ahead. He needs to get those last bits. He needs to get it to overtake Tiny. But Tiny's also 2.5 tenths better. Oh, that will be tight. He needs to nail that last corner. Up to third for traction, fourth, fifth. That's a good last corner by Sevilla. And it's an improvement. It's P5, 128.4. But where will Tiny end up? Tiny also needs to improve by at least 2 tenths. And it's 5 tenths. It's P4 for Tiny. He overtakes Walter, who's still in the pits. Casto and Harvey are now going out. And that pit exit is really nasty for everyone who's on a hot lap. Let's have a look. Rob is on his out lap. That's Septek by, and now... Oh, Rob has an issue. He can only go 50% throttle. Something's wrong there.
Ah, Codemasters, come on.
Brakes are working fine. But Rob can't accelerate. There's an issue. But we will have the big finale between Casto, Harvey and Raisin in a few moments. So Harvey is already on that long straight. Casto is now on it. And Raisin is at the exit off that left-hander. They will all make it. But Harvey will be the first one who crosses the line. So we stay on board with Harvey for the moment. And then we jump to the other guys at the end of the session. But Harvey just says goodbye. I don't need P1. He spins. So that's it for him. And Casto and Raisin are the only ones who can improve. Raisin now coming around the last corner. And Harvey can basically put that car into the pits. But yeah, we go on board with Casto, who is now on his hot lap. Raisin is behind him on track, so let's see if Casto can improve. And let's see if Raisin maybe can too. Scusi. Casto staying really tight there to gain as much time as possible. Braking very hard into the left-hander down to second gear. Cutting every bit of track just to get the best lap time. That was really well done. Third gear, fourth. People in front of him see him and go to the left-hand side, which is really good for Casto. Now he gets the DRS. And let's see where he will end up. Hard braking zone into the last corner. Acceleration out of it looks very good. No step out by the rear end, and that will be an improvement. It's a 27.295. It's not P1, but it's definitely P2, and it's very close behind Raisin. who will cross the line in a few seconds, and it will be a 27 flat, which is the fastest lap of qualifying. Raisin will start in pole position, 27 flat for him. Casto around 2 tenths behind in P2, Harvey P3, Tiny P4, Walterby in P5 in the Red Bull, followed by Sevilla, Boltec, Septec, Robin P9, Itchiclear P10, Tubber Malone with his last run and his only run up to P11, Eskimo P12, Captain Jeff P13, Durdan P14, and Yohu DNF from the session early finds himself in P15 for the race.
Oh, that's some killer times. Look at that, 27 flat.
Yeah.
Stay healthy.
Fuck me, man. That shisha's way too hot. Yeah, stay healthy.
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. Fucker.
My vape is way too strong.
Your lungs are just way too weak. But especially way too old. Hashtag born old.
Yes. This is the truth.
This is the way. Born old, stay old. Oh, fuck.
Oh, Meat Curtains managed to get back in and put in a lap. That's good. Good lad.
Who?
This is a good lad. Meat Curtains. Tubber Million.
Who's Mika?
Meats Curtains. Tubber
Oh,
Tubber Million.
He is Tubber, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He got booted and he got back in. Touch wood, no issues yet. Let's see the formation that.
Yeah, let's see who's gonna fuck it up.
Mm.
So a few clouds in the sky for the race, but it seems to be dry and stay dry.
I can confirm we have dry race. We have the dry race. That was me.
What did you do?
I just readied up. If you haven't got a setup put in by now, you've had 18 minutes to do it. That's it. Oh, Balex, I am worried about my start. I'm worried about...
I'm worried about it too.
I am so worried. It just goes all over the place. Someone's gonna die. Oh my god. It won't. It'll be good. It'll be fine. Practice start.
So obviously Raisin is a fan of a quick formation up. And obviously Eskimo still isn't.
Yeah. It's chilling. Oh! Soon if that glitch is in play where the tyres don't warm up, I don't know.
I heard of a glitch where they already warmed up, it stayed the same.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So we definitely gonna watch the penalties and spins and crashes tonight, because Miami is a very tight track. And those cars are quite difficult to drive yet, especially if you don't have a very good setup on them. Right now they are on the long straight, coming down to the last corner. I call it the last corner. Even if the one afterwards may be the last corner, I don't give a fuck. It is the last corner. And Raisin is now on his way to his grid position. And let's see if he nails it. Parking in P2. That looked fine. Seems like everyone got it done. Our Boltex is very aware here. Eskimo got disqualified. Rob got disqualified because they obviously didn't nail it. But we have different things to care about. 5 red lights out for season 7. And it starts right now. Raisin, his rear end steps out a little bit. Castor is there, showing himself on the inside. Oh, Raisin going deep and wide. Castor needs to avoid him here. Oh, people are going across the track and curbs and everywhere. Bit of carnage here. Harvey lost out big time at the start. He's down to P6, P5 now. He's in a fight with Rob. Sevilla, great start. Up to P3, following his teammate on the podium right now. Castor half a second behind Raisin, and now the grid has calmed down a little bit. So Rob is now down the order, so he must have spun somewhere. Tubbo Malone had a little moment, so the field is spread out at the end of it, and it's getting very tight here. Durden missing, not the apex, just the corner. Down to P12 for him. And it's very tight between those guys here in the midfield. Casto is able to stay with Raisin at the moment, half a second behind. Sevilla is in danger to fall out of DRS against Casto after lap 1. And he has Walter, Harvey, Tiny, Septek all behind him in a train. And Castor actually seems to be quicker than Raisin at the moment. Oh, almost lost his car there. Tricky one. And we can now take a look at the tire choices. So Harvey starting on mediums. Maybe that was one of the reasons why he didn't get the start the way he wanted to. Septek also on mediums, you're on mediums, and Tubbo on mediums. Everyone else has started on soft tires. DRS not activated yet. Will be on lap 3, and Castor is now in danger to fall out of DRS against Raisin. Sevilla, 8 tenths behind, now was second behind. It's very close between those three. They're on the edge. Walterby has fallen out of that second against Sevilla. So the field is spread out a little bit now, but we have a nice train. Started with Septek down to Ichiclé, and we can also count Yo in, who will be within that 1 second in a few moments. And Castor's really fighting for it to get into DRS of Raisin. He's pushing really hard. Also got the fastest lap now. And Eskimo's losing places. Something happened here. He's in the pits. Eskimo has come to the pits. Damaged his car with his ego probably.
First lap.
And Durden is under attack from Rob, who's only 3 tenths behind, and DRS will definitely help him. Oh, we got a safety car, at least a virtual one. We got yellow flags on all those sectors, so it's at least a VSC. It is a VSC. Something must have happened. We don't know yet what it was. But of course, the VSC is a danger of maybe getting a drive-through penalty. So everyone needs to stay within the delta times to not get penalized. Harvey at the moment is in P5 on his mediums, and he needs to get into P3 ASAP and close the gap to Castor and Raisin to make the softs work for the second stint. As we will probably have green flags any moment. Oh! And we have something going on here. I think Raisin and Castor are pitting. Oh, a lot of guys are pitting now. Harvey's staying out. So he hopes for the virtual safety car to end very, very soon.
Ending.
It is ending right now. DRS enabled, and now Harvey needs to push as hard as he can. So multiple pit stops, a few penalties. We have 1 5-second penalty for Ichikli and 1 for Jeff for speeding in the pit lane. And now Harvey has clean air, and he needs to work with it. He needs to be as quick as he can and push those medium tires to the absolute edge. Raisin is in P6. He also has clean air. 4 seconds behind Yor. And his tires are pretty cold, so he needs to warm them up. But Casto is kind of the big loser out of those pit stops, because he has Rob and Durden between himself and Raisin, and they all have DRS on each other. So Casto needs to fight through that third sector against Durden and Rob, and he needs to be patient. Yellow flag, sector 2. Oh, it's a Fawawi. There's some crazy shit going on. It is Yor who must have had a moment, because he's losing places now, down to P9. And now Casto needs to overtake Durden. There's no way around it. He needs to overtake him right now. He tries the switchback. He will probably make it work. Oh! It's another virtual safety car. All 4-car safety car. I think Boltex hit the wall. There was an end plate of a front wing, which was probably Boltex one. Let me see. Yeah, he gets his front wing changed, so that was from the Merc. Harvey is staying out because he missed the pit lane entry when the virtual safety car came out. It is a VSC. What is a CSC?
Yep, VSC.
Okay, so another VSC. Harvey staying in P1, followed by Tiny, Sepdag, Raisin, Casto, Sevilla, and Walter. The good thing for Harvey, of course, is with the VSC, the gaps are staying the same. So what he needs to do now is warm up his tires during the VSC phase, push as hard as he can, and hope, best case scenario, for a full cost safety car.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
So let's take a look who already did a pit stop. So the top 3 hasn't been to the pits. Tubba hasn't pitted yet. Everyone else with a pit stop right now as it stands. And let's take a look. Oh, Tubba with a drive-through, so he will have the pit stop really quick. And everyone's on the mediums. Only Yor is on fresh mediums and Tiny is still on mediums. Tubba with the drive-through. Tiny under attack from Septek, and Tiny hitting the wall there at least a little bit. Yeah, and he will come into the pits right now. Sector 3, yellow flags. I don't see why, and now it's green. Raisin up to P2 now, because something... Oh, Harvey has pitted too. Harvey has pitted too. And now he slowed down. Oh my god, something... Oh my god! Harvey calls the yellow flag. He lost his front wing.
Oh no.
That's really bad for him. Septek now in the lead. Ahead of Raisin, Castle, Sevilla, Walter, Ichikli, Tiny, Rob, Harvey. Who's now coming out of the pits, but he will probably lose more places because his tires are cold. Ryzen is closing the gap to Septek, but I think Septek is short of one pit stop yet. Yeah, he and Tubber still have to pit. Tubber did his drive-through, so he's safe from that. And Septek on mediums will probably just wait for a safety car or come in at the latest point possible, as Ryzen is closing the gap 10th by 10th. Sector 2, yellow flags. That is Boltex. He had a moment. Wing looks intact, so probably just a little step out from the rear end. P14 for him. Eskimo and Durdan are fighting. Durdan, and a 5-second time penalty for Tiny for speeding in the pit lane. And Eskimo are trying to re-overtake Durdan with the help of DRS, going down the inside for a spectacular move into turn 1, and he's spectacularly outbraking himself. Coming back on track, touching Boltex there, and going down to P13 as Ryzen now overtook Septek in Sector 2 after the big DRS straight, and is now back into P1. Casto 2.5 seconds behind Septek. 3-second time penalty for Ryzen. That could be interesting towards the end of the race, maybe. And we heard another, and that was probably Tubber. It is Tubber, down to P14 for him. So an Eskimo gained 2 places again, from P14 to 12.
Got damage again though. Got damage again.
Boltex against Durdan. You're already overtook Durdan, who is now down to P11. And let's see how big the damage on Eskimo's car is. It doesn't seem too big, because we can't see any damage on the front wing. So maybe it's just minor, so he can stay out. As Ryzen is now pushing, but Casto 2. And Casto is now 2.6 behind Ryzen. And Ryzen has the 3-second time penalty. Casto needs to make sure to get into the DRS of Septek immediately to gain and gain. Sector 3, yellow flag again, and that is Boltex. Green flag again, so no safety car, and Casto needs to push. He is pushing big time, but he needs to get the DRS on Septek. Oh, he almost gets him in that tight section. Now he's right behind him. Nasty traction out of the last corner, but he managed to save it. And now with the help of DRS, he might get Septek down that straight. He is a lot quicker. 335 kilometers per hour, hard braking zone. Down to second gear into that left-hander. Septek trying to do the switchback, but Casto is a bit quicker. Septek will get the DRS now, and Casto is defending the inside line, going back to the racing line, and he can defend P2 from Septek. Oh, but he almost, oh, he loses the car. He has damage. That's Espinala.
Come on, safety car, safety car.
So Casto basically just continuing where he left off last season. And we have at least a virtual safety car again. Tiny
safety
DNF.
Car.
It is a full course safety car. And that could change a lot. Casto needs to pit because he has damage. He will probably go for fresh soft tires. Let's see who is already in the pits. It starts with Yor. Durdan in the pits. Eskimo in the pits. Jeff in the pits. Jeff and Yor will probably double stack. Nope. Yor's already out of it. Tubber in. Boltex in. So from P9 to P14, everyone has pitted now after the safety car that has been caused by Tiny's DNF. And now we take a look at the leader of the race, at Ryzen, at Septek, who has waited long enough to do his pit stop now and come out in P2. Civilia P3 at the moment, Casto P4. But Castor needs to be really careful. Oh, something's happening here. Oh no, I think Castor's car is ghosted. I don't know why. I don't know why his car is ghosted, but Walter overtook him. And they need to let him go, and Castor is still ghosted. Boltex with the drive-through. Yeah, something's not wrong. Yeah, Castor left the session. Internet issues, and his car, fortunately for him, his car is really coming into the pits. He has just joined back, so he's not in his car yet. Let's see what his pit crew is doing. We're on board with him. They're gonna change the wing, which is good, and they're probably gonna put softs on his car, but he might lose the position to Walter because of the wing change. Yeah, yes, softs on and wing change, so best case scenario for Castor, but he is losing places. He also lost a place against Harvey, who's now up to P6. Tubbo Malone with another drive-through. That's his second drive-through in one race. Mate.
And he's not moving. Move!
Are you alright? Like, Boltex and Tubbo, both with drive-throughs, and the second one for Tubbo within 9 laps. Are you alright, mate? Oh, fucked up is fucked up. That is fucked up.
Fucked up. I just seen Harvey left the session as well. It might be.
Yeah, it might be internet issues.
Again.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Happens. It's not my problem. It's not your problem. It's not the lobby's problem. It's their problem.
No. Yes.
So, Sevilla is leading the race. Raisin is in P2 because he pitted for fresh softs. Septek in P3, Walter B in P4, Rob up to P5, who had a shit start to be honest. But now he's up to P5, Castor P6, Harvey P7. Why is Castor P6 and Harvey P7? That is weird. Oh yeah, Harvey left the session, so yeah, okay. Things are absolutely mad.
This is what happens when you have potatoes.
Castor with the drive-through penalty. So, I'm just asking that question once. And Tubbo is now disqualified from the session because he received... Yeah, he got a third drive-through. So at some point, you just have to ask the question, what the fuck is going on? Like, Tubbo is getting 3 drive-throughs within 11 laps. Boltex has a drive-through. Castor has a drive-through. Boltex had... there's another guy who had a drive-through, I think. It's just like 4 or 5 drive-through penalties.
Yeah.
Within one race. Are you mad?
You gotta watch the Delta. You gotta watch it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It's green and then it's red. When it's red, you gotta get it green. Holy shit. Not the fucking rocket science, eh, Ricky?
Yeah, but it's not too complicated to stay within the delta.
It's not. Oh, there we go. I'm
like
back
it's
to
nothing
the
new.
Okay, Ricky, push now.
It's season 7. It's not season 1. It's not the first time that a delta has appeared.
You would think not.
Yeah. Absolutely mad. So as long as the safety car's staying out, we can repair our shisha a little bit.
Oh, they're bunching. Jeff, if you are listening to the stream, they are bunching up.
Oh my god, it's completely burned. Is the safety car coming in, Eskimo?
Not saying yet. It's not saying. I'm gonna say yes, but it's not yet. Yeah, ooh, yep, safety car in this lap,
Fuck.
Oh man, they are bunching.
Yeah, the game is probably slowing everyone down again. You would think that Codemasters is there to fix issues.
Yeah.
But it's actually not the case, so...
I mean, it still tells me I have 10,000 Bitcoins every time I log in, so...
That's nice.
That's
And
not fixed.
now we are moving. Seville's making the pace. He's accelerating. His teammate right behind him will probably let him go and then protect him. Exactly doing that. Septek going down the inside, not touching Sevilla, but the curb. Completely mounting it. Walterby behind, seeing his chance here. Casto really close behind Rob. It's really tight between this group here. Oh, Casto trying to go down the inside against Rob. But backing off, going down to second gear. Mate, what is wrong? Second gear in a corner where he used to be in fourth. Some weird stuff going on tonight.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if people are just nervous on the service or if it's a thing now. Oh yeah, Castro still has the drive-through penalty. That won't help him a lot towards the end of the race.
I mean, Baltic King has a drive-through, and he's just like causing shit. So
yeah,
ridiculous.
I'm not surprised. So Raisin in P1, Sevilla in P2 protecting his teammate with 2 laps to go. Raisin still has the 3-second time penalty, which could hurt him a lot. And Sevilla needs to make sure to get a gap of 3 seconds to his teammate, but also stay in P2.
Oh, Walter,
Very
Walter.
challenging task. Yeah, Walter must have spun. Oh, yeah, the wing is gone. And Septek has now overtaken Sevilla, and there's some mad shit going on. Rob and Sevilla touched. Yeah, now they're going absolutely mad. Rob is pushing Sevilla through the corners. Like, mate, it's still Formula 1. It's not really Derby crash car testing. Septek is now in P2, 3.5 seconds behind Raisin. Sevilla 1.7 behind Septek. Rob with the 3-second time penalty. Harvey behind him in P5. Castro in P6, still with the drive-thru, and he needs to take the drive-thru right now. Otherwise, he gets disqualified. Yor goes down the inside against Ichikle, and someone spun. It's Bultex, and all of a sudden, Mr. fucking Eskimo is in P9 and goes up to P8 because Casto is pitting. I'm already knocking on wood because we all know what happened last season when Eskimo had good results, and there he does it again. So he needs to be very careful. But we jump back to Sevilla, Harvey, Rob, and Yor because they're going absolutely wild. Rob and Harvey touched. Rob spun. Okie dokie. Down to P6 for him. He's cutting off Ichikle, Lipstick for Men here. Royal Harvey only half a second behind Sevilla. And Raisin seems to be clean and safe from Septek now, and Harvey is pushing. He's really pushing to get that P3. Because he knows as soon as Raisin has found the rhythm, he's almost unstoppable. Oh, big step out. Harvey will get the DRS, but Sevilla is now down on ERS. And Harvey is pushing. He needs to dive down the inside. He needs to. There's no other way. He doesn't do it. He wants to do the switchback on traction. Oi, 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 oi. He loses the car. Again. So Raisin is the winner of the Miami Grand Prix. Septek in P2. Sevilla P3. Yor P4. Ichikle P5. Harvey P6. Rob P7. Durdan P8, Captain Jeff P9, Eskimo P10, who must have binned it somewhere, because otherwise he would have been P8, Walter B P11, and Casto in P12. Eskimo, talk me through that last lap.
Woo!
Penalties.
I was pushing like a... Yeah, it was the lap before Vortex King. He had the drive-through, but he went for a crazy angle, and I had to go wide, and I picked up a penalty for going wide, just to avoid death, basically. I may appeal it, I don't know. But yeah, I picked up a 3-second penalty, otherwise that would have been a P8. Good race, felt good. Woo! I went for some 60-40s. But it was good, that was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was massive entertainment, massive shithousery, especially from Tubber and Casto, who decided to get a drive-through on that last safety car, which probably saved him because he had damage after he spun. But yeah, we see two Aston Martins on the podium here, and to be honest, we see kind of a surprise podium. So Raisin is in P1. A lot of you guys would say, well, that's obvious, but he always struggled a little bit at the beginning of a game. So he's already up to P1. Septek in P2. Sevilla in P3. Then we have Yor Ichikli with a strong performance. Yor gained 11 positions. Harvey in P6. That's, yeah, not so healthy. But he got the fastest lap. Rob P7. Durdan P8. Captain Jeff P9. Eskimo P10. Walter P11 and Casto finishing last in P12. His teammate DNF'd on the penultimate or last lap. Tiny also DNF'd, and Tubber. So that's it. 15 races started, 12 finished. And Harvey gets the fastest lap. Probably Yor got driver of the day for gaining 11 positions in P4. And that's a wrap for our season opener, race number 1 in Miami in the Einstein League. Please make sure to also vote for your personal community driver of the day, because that one will also get another championship point. But I think at the end of the day, there's really no doubt if you gain 11 positions and finish in P4, it looks good to also get the community driver of the day. So yeah, thank you Eskimo for joining and giving us a little bit of insight into the cockpit view for the first race.
You're welcome. Thank you, Alex, for having me.
And yeah, I'd say see you next week. Stay healthy, stay racy, and fuck you all. Take care.
Have a good day.